guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I'm going through the Simplifier board that I built a little over a couple months ago, and just wanted to go through some changes I made. Basically, today's video is going to show you preamp pedals, using that with the Simplifier. I really love the sounds that I got out of it. Originally, what I was trying to experiment was bypassing the preamp section on the Simplifier and using the Benson or the Lark as a preamp. So basically, I was just using the Cabsims. One thing I noticed was if I bypassed the preamp section, I could no longer use the 1/4 inch outputs. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to change it up, go back to my original setup. And then I switched to the American setting, which normally I kind of just lean towards like Brit style amps, like an AC30, and I just really loved the setup that I came up with, and just wanted to show that to you today, and then kind of just do a rundown of the signal chain on the board itself as well. So on the board, if you have seen the other video that I did with the HX Stomp and Iridium, I have the patch panel from BTPA where I run a PowerCon cable and my guitar cable in. So from the patch panel, I have a solderless jack going underneath the board, and that goes to the Cali 76. And then from the Cali 76, it goes to the NRG Effects pedal. It's a 3-in-1. It's a mid-range boost, the per mini overdrive, and the pumper, which is basically just a volume boost and a buffer. And then it also has send return jacks. So on the right side of the pedal, I have the Timmy and the send return 1. So in terms of signal chain, we'll have the mid-range boost, and then with the send return, the Timmy is after the mid-range boost, and then the per mini overdrive. On the left side, we also have another send return jack, and this is where I have the Lark and the Benson setup. And then in terms of signal chain, after the Lark and Benson, then it's the pumper, which is the volume and a buffer. And out of that goes into the Tapestry audio balloon. This is a passive version, and I'm using the tuner out for the Polytune. And then out of the tuner goes to the Julia, and then from the Julia goes into the Simplifier input. And then from the Simplifier mono send, it goes to the Strymon dig. And then this is where the stereo signal starts. Stereo out from the dig to the L cap, stereo out from the L cap to the Flint, and then to the Revelation version 2 from Jet Pedals, and then going into the stereo returns of the Simplifier. So basically, the wet effects are in the effects loop of the Simplifier, and then I'm running XLR out stereo. You could also do the 1/4 inch outputs as well. You could do some mono with the 1/4 inch on the right output, and then on the left 1/4 inch output, you could also just do direct send, so just your dry stuff going to, you could do like another amp, for example. So let's go through a couple sounds. I'm just gonna play clean sound real quick without any of the pedals, just the Cali 76 on. And then I've got the pumper on the NRG Effects pedal on as well. So just a FYI, it's gonna be pretty soft. So when I was experimenting with setting up the sounds, originally when I was just bypassing the preamp section, I basically maxed out the volume on either the Lark and then had the volume pretty high on the Benson. Now going back to the current setup, I have the EQ pretty low on the preamp section, and then on the resonance and the presence, I've got those knobs about 9 o'clock, and right now I'm using the EL84 tube setting, and again I'm using the American style amp. With the cabs, I'm using the 4x12 cabs, both left and right, and I've got them between 2 to 3 o'clock, so a little bit darker to kind of just tame some of the brightness. So in terms of using the preamp pedals, the Lark kind of has a brighter sound while the Benson's a little bit darker, so which actually turned out great. I love the sounds that I was getting out of it. So what I ended up doing with the signal chain, I'll switch between the two. So if I want kind of a brighter sound, I'll stick with the Lark. Plus I can use the tremolo And then with the NRG Effects pedal, I can basically do a light overdrive using the mid-range boost, and then I could do a heavier overdrive with the Per Mini, and then stack the Timmy on top for lead stuff. So here is with the Lark only. So another reason why I used the American style amp was it's just very clean, and then in terms of EQ wise, I kind of like that flat response, and that gave me more room to actually tweak the high cut and the low cut using the NRG Effects pedal. So on the mid-range boost, there's two small knobs that will control the low and then the high cut, and then the bigger knob is just basically the amount of boost. So this is kind of like my light overdrive. So here's what it sounds like. So I brightened it up just a little bit. It sounds really good. With the Per Mini overdrive, you'll notice it kind of sounds brighter, but it just from messing with this yesterday, it just sounds really good. I love the sound. So here's with the mid-range boost and the Per Mini overdrive. And then with the Timmy, I'll use that for lead stuff. Real quick before I throw on the Timmy, I'm going to take the mid-range boost off and the Per Mini overdrive, and here's what it sounds like with just the Timmy and the Lark. So it kind of has a more mid-range sound to it. So with all three stacked together. And then throw an L cap and dig on. So this is kind of like lead stuff. I just love that sound. This is like the first time, playing through these different sounds. Like, man, this is really, really, really close to some of the amp tones I've used in the past using the Stomp or the Iridium. Okay, so switching to the Benson, and this is going to sound a little darker. With both the Lark and the Benson, I've got the drive about 12 o'clock, so it's still a little on the clean side. But then with the NRG Effects pedal, I can do a light overdrive with the mid-range boost, and then Per Mini, get more aggressive, and then stack with the Timmy for that lead stuff. So here's just the Benson. So it sounds a little warmer. I just dialed it up that way, so just to give me some more sounds that I can mess with. So we'll start with the mid-range boost again on the NRG Effects pedal. So still has that warm character. So let's throw on the Per Mini overdrive. Same thing, so this time I'm just going to do the Timmy with the Benson. So you're going to notice it's going to sound a little dark, definitely warmer. Alright, with the mid-range boost and the Timmy. So it gets a little brighter, and then with the per mini mid-range boost and the Timmy, this is for the lead stuff. And then with L cap and dig. So Benson and the NRG Effects and Timmy, that is, I think, the closest to some of the amp tones I was using with the Iridium. On the Iridium, I was using a mix of greenbacks and the ProSonic cab IRs on the chime setting. So it has a little bit of warm character to it. Benson has that same or similar characteristic to it. So with the way I dialed up the per mini overdrives, adding a little more high end with the mid-range boost and the per mini overdrive, it really sounds very close to what I was used to running. So here it is again with per mini overdrive, mid-range boost, and Timmy again. And I'm gonna dial up the mix on Revelation. So it's just gonna be the Benson and the mid-range boost. Per mini overdrive. Alright, so I'm going to turn off the Benson, go back to the Lark, and we'll do Lark, mid-range boost, and then with the reverb from the Revelation version 2. And then per mini overdrive. And then with the Timmy. So that's pretty much what I've got dialed up right now. So a lot of the low cut, high cut again was from the Monochrome Triple pedal from NRG Effects, and just absolutely love how the sounds turned out. And then just overall with this board, this is just perfect. No MIDI involved. I'm just using a disaster area microclock to send the tempo information to the dig and the L cap. Everything else, I'm just controlling the knobs on demand. Revelation version 2, I've got a couple presets saved. So if I hit the preset button, will do like a very washy verb. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I know the units are becoming available again, so if anybody has a preamp pedal and using that with a simplifier, I would love to hear your ideas, how you got your sounds dialed up. I'm really curious about the Revival Drive Compact, using that with the simplifier, because that's kind of like an amp and a pedal as well. So let me know again, and feel free to ask any questions in the comment section. And if you guys like this video, please feel free to subscribe as well. Thank you guys.